Hello there, everybody. This is General Snivy, and welcome back to more of the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix playthrough. Last time, we started our adventure and started off as Roxas, of all characters. Why? Because, again, this game took place just after the events of Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, and yeah, let's just say Roxas had a pretty rough time hanging out here for like the last 7 days of his summer vacation. And as a result, he eventually accepted his fate that he had to return to Sora, and thus he did just that. And so the adventure now begins proper. So today, we're gonna do just that. Now that Sora is now within our control once again. Look at me, I sound like I'm a villain. But seriously though, now that we are in control of Sora, the adventure can now properly begin. So, last time, like at the very end of the session, or the last session rather, we were informed that some dude with big round ears was looking for us, and they were at the train station. So, let's head there and see what we can find. Hello! Oh boy. As am I, Shawario. As am I. Anyway, our objective here is not necessarily what is actually displayed on screen. What we actually need to do is survive. Either survive long enough or get killed immediately by these things. We can also defeat them as well, and that also completes the objective. Just saying. So you may have noticed Sora did react in a bit of a strange way, like he knew that these enemies were not heartless and are considered dangerous. Because if you remember, in Chain of Memories, we ended up fighting this group of enemies known as the Nobodies. And as such, for whatever reason, they're pursuing Sora, which I guess that makes sense considering that, well, Roxas is Sora's nobody. And since Roxas rejoined with Sora, as a result, the Nobodies are after him. Technically. As you can see, there are tons of enemies around here. I believe after a certain period of time passes, or after you defeat all the enemies, eventually, yeah, this happens. Sora and friends appear to be completely overwhelmed. I mean, they did just wake up after a long-ass nap that lasted an entire year. Hello! It's King Mickey! Looks like he's here to save the day. Sweet.
Your Majesty?
You gotta board the train and leave town. The train knows the way.
Do you know which train to board, though? Because there are multiple trains in this train station. Just saying.
Your Majesty!
I wonder why you couldn't stick around.
Was that really him?
It could have been. Yep, I know it was.
Now we know he's okay.
Again, that's good to see.
The king was locked in the realm of darkness, right?
Uh-huh.
But we just saw him.
Yep.
And if the king is here, that means Riku's here.
He's gotta be.
Well, I'm gonna go look for Riku. Then he and I can go back to the islands together. Kairi's there waiting for us. What are you two gonna do?
Well,
Oh. course, Sora. You have to ask.
Hey, what's so funny?
Your face. What do you say, guys? Let's stick together for one more journey. To where again?
We have to board the train.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
That's neat. Strangely, the money pouch of which King Mickey gives us, this was from the simulation of which Roxas resigned in. So how is it that this simulated object is able to materialize and exist in the real world is beyond me. Only thing we can blame here is video game logic. Also, we got a nice looking crystal orb. Pretty nice. And Secret Ansem Report number 2. A secret report written by Ansem. It can be viewed in Jiminy's journal. I believe there are 13 of these reports, and of course I will be getting them all. Most of them we will be getting throughout the story. So, that's something worth mentioning.
Hey, Sora?
What?
Nothing, but
We came to see you off. It just seemed like something we ought to do.
Oh. Really? Thanks.
You should hurry and get your tickets.
Right.
Huh?
What is it?
They're the same.
Yeah.
Three tickets, please. I can't help feeling like we won't see this town again.
Why not?
You're thinking too much.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
Funny enough, we will actually return to this town at some point in this game, but not until much later, so if you want to explore the town and collect some treasures, now's the time to do it. Otherwise, we won't be coming back here until, like, around mid-game. Just saying. Also, you don't have to worry so much about enemies roaming around about, because I'm pretty sure, other than those nobodies that appeared at the train station, you don't have to worry about anything at all. The town is relatively peaceful after all. Otherwise, I don't even know how the citizens will even react. Just saying. Sorry I was so cold before. Something's been bugging me. We may not see each other for a while. Take care of yourself, okay? That I will do. It's weird. I feel like I should see you off for some reason. Like I have to say goodbye to someone I've been waiting for a long time to see. Sora, about that bag of yours. Never mind. Come visit us again, alright? We'll be at the usual spot. That I will be sure to do. Trust me. We will be back. At some point in the future. Not sure when, but some point. This isn't the right train, of course. Again, how is it that Sora knows these things? It's a bit weird. And like I said, you can re-explore all of Twighlight Town if you wish. Just keep in mind that we're going to be moving at a relatively slow pace throughout the entire town. And I don't think there are any skateboards lying around and about. Maybe there is? I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think there are any. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. And there's no real easy way to really explore around. Updating job information. Please come back later. So, remember those odd jobs we took on earlier? Well, we can't take them on now.
hey, you. Where'd you come from? You here to pick a fight with us or something?
Fight? We're not here to fight.
Yeah, think you got.
Okay, smart Alex. Time to teach you how to behave in my town. Bring it.
Man, what a jerk.
One moment. If you're gonna fight, why not make it a proper struggle?
What?
You see, Cypher, I'm a really big fan.
What? What do you want?
In other words, I want to see more of your super cool moves. You handled the tournament with real style, and you absolutely dominated the title match. But I just can't get enough. Don't you see? The matches are far too short. And what's your name?
Sora.
Sora. If you want to fight a match, you just say the word.
To be honest, I kind of forgotten about this. I didn't really realize this was here. But apparently we can choose to participate in a struggle tournament or just a struggle match against Cypher if we wish. You're willing to fight? Great! First, I'd like to test your ability. But I don't have any opponents for you. You'll have to wait. Meanwhile, practice. Okay. Preparing for Struggle Battle R. I have no idea what that means. Instant annihilation. I don't know who you are, but you don't stand a chance struggling against Cypher, you know. Whether brawling or struggling, I'm not going to lose to the likes of you. Why don't you come back 10 years from now? Funny enough, in this game, in the Kingdom Hearts universe, he looks 10 years younger than his actual counterpart in Final Fantasy VIII. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, that's just hilarious because it's true. Minus the actual timeline within the Kingdom Hearts context, if you know what I mean. But hey, I'm just saying, it's just for laughs. You know what I mean, folks? That's just one thing that always irks me in the Kingdom Hearts universe. Why is it that a lot of the Final Fantasy characters that are representing the Final Fantasy universes, why are they kids? Sure, there are some proper teenagers/adults in a few places, but there's not that many. And there's even a couple of people who they completely changed. We'll get into that later, but even so, it's still kind of bothersome. It irks me. But it doesn't deter from the actual experience of the game. It's just one of those weird things. I'm not really sure how to describe it. It's just a weird change. But again, that's just me and my silly little opinion. Everyone has their own fair share of opinions, and I have mine. Feel free to share yours in either the chat right now or in the comment section down below if you're watching this on YouTube in the future. Anyway, the reason why I'm exploring all of Twighlight Town is just to gather as many things as I possibly can. Not only this, but also to gather all the treasures that I can pick up right now. There might be one or two of which I cannot pick up, but even so. Let's see. Looks like we're still short 4 chests. And believe me, when we return to Twighlight Town, more chests will pop up later. So even if we don't collect some of them now, we don't have to worry so much, as we'll be collecting more later. Also, within a good chunk of treasure chests, we'll find all kinds of different things, from helpful items such as potions and high potions to other items such as tents, AP boost, power boost, and magic boost. And even some accessories as well, and even materials. So be sure to keep on the lookout for treasure chests all over the different worlds we'll be exploring. As for these boosts, what they do is that they will permanently increase a particular stat by 1, typically. And for the Kingdom Hearts series, it's been kind of interesting how this works, kind of. Basically, whenever you get one of these boosts, you want to use them only on Sora, until the game does not allow you to use it on Sora anymore. In which case, feel free to use it on either Donald or Goofy. But for the most part, only use boosts on Sora and Sora alone. Why? Because it makes the game infinitely easier, especially on critical mode, trust me. Just saying. Believe me, I've made that kind of mistake in my playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix back in the day, where I evenly distributed my boosts between my 3 party members. Or at least my 3 primary party members. Just saying. Let's see, how many chests are we down to? Looks like 3. I could have sworn I picked up 2 more, but I guess it was just 1. Alright, no big deal. Anyway, before we continue, let's go ahead and explore the forest one more time, as I'm pretty sure there may be a chest or 2 in here. I don't exactly remember where every single one of these chests are, and honestly, it's kind of a wild goose chase when it comes to these things, but I found them all before, and I sure as hell can do it again. Cypher's really strong, you know. Did I sound tough? Did I? Tough like rye, you know? Can't have a rainbow without rye, baby. Okay, that was dumb. I'll be here all week. Anyway. And that makes the last chest. The last one for now. That's all the chests in Twighlight Town as of right now. Even though we gotten all the treasure chests here, normally whenever you fully complete something, you would get a golden Mickey Mouse icon. That would signify that you fully completed a certain section within a given world, such as the story, filling out all the character information. Album is some additional information, some photos about story events, and that will be filled up as the story progresses. Maps, again, are they also will be found in giant treasure chests as we explore the different worlds. Character links, this will be filled over time. Alright. And of course, looking over Jiminy's journal, there's lots of information that needs to be uncovered yet. And as we progress through the game, more and more information will become revealed. Until the very end of the game, in which case I believe all information will be revealed, but will be classified under question marks, meaning that that information has not yet been discovered. So that's something worth mentioning. At least that's how it is in Vanilla Kingdom Hearts 2. What? At least that's how it is in Vanilla Kingdom Hearts 2, the not Final Mix version. Final Mix, I can't remember for sure if the same principle applies. What? I'm not 100% sure if the same principle applies. Apparently, I am in a bit of a tongue twister today, and I can't get out of it. English too hard. Go to school. Alrighty. Like I said, we're pretty much finished exploring all of Twighlight Town for right now, so let's hop on the train and begin our wondrous adventure of Kingdom Hearts 2. It's time for our adventure to begin. If there's something you still want to do here, now's your last chance. Well, technically speaking, no it isn't, but still. This is going to be a long journey, so prepare yourself well. Oh yeah, let's hop on the train. We're fully prepared and ready to go.
Let's go. Bye.
Hey, Sora? You sure we haven't met before?
Positive. Why do you ask?
I don't know.
Aw, Sora's crying. What's this all about? Well, the reason why he was crying?
Yeah. Don't know where it came from.
it together.
Right. See ya.
That was actually Roxas crying. Just saying.
You know, I'm sad.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we can visit Hayner and those guys again.
Guess that's that.
Let's go.
Go where? It's not like we have homes to return to. We don't exist, remember?
Yes, it's true. We may not have homes. But there is some place I want to go. And someone I want to see.
Same here. So, you think you might let us go? I know you're here to get rid of us, but...
Diz wants to get rid of me?
Go.
You sure about this?
I owe you both.
For what?
Castle Oblivion. You helped us.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Thank you.
Well, that was definitely interesting. Ooh, what is this place? Whoa, the train just vanished. It vanished without a trace.
There goes our ride.
Nice one, Sora. That was cute. Anyway, one thing worth mentioning is that in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix specifically, it not only brought alongside some quality of life improvements, but it also brought in some additional content and some brand new scenes not seen in the original game. Just saying. Well, we got on the train and came here like the king said. Something's strange about this place. I wonder where we are. That's a good question. Someone's at the entrance of the building. Adventuring rule number 17, collect information. Or you can just ask the person who they are, what their business is here, and ask them what the hell it is they want to do about it. Be direct.
What's going on?
I sent some of my lackeys inside to see if the master in this here tower's as big and tough as they say. Word is he's a real powerful sorcerer, which would make him the perfect bodyguard for me. See, it don't matter how tough he is. Once he's a heartless, he'll do as I say.
Yes.
That's right. They're those things that come out of the darkness in folks' hearts. Why, with all those heartless at her side, my dear friend Maleficent is gonna conquer everything. And since I got me a debt to pay, I'm going round to a bunch of different worlds and building an army of heartless, special for her. Oh, why am I talking to you pipsqueaks anyway? Go on, Scram. I'm behind schedule as it is.
You ought to find something nicer to do.
Oh, says who? What? Oh, it's you!
Pete?
What are you two Nimrods doing here?
What are you doing here?
You know him?
We sure do. Pete's been causing trouble for ages. His Majesty banished him to another dimension a long time ago. I wonder how he escaped.
You want to know how, eh? Well, Maleficent busted me out, that's how. And now your world, no, all the worlds are gonna belong to yours truly. 'Cause Maleficent's gonna help me conquer them.
Maleficent, huh?
Oh, what are you laughing at? Why, Maleficent's power is so great that...
She's toast.
Huh?
Sorry, but Maleficent can't help you now.
What do you mean? You! So you're the ones that did it.
Well, we might have had something to do with it.
I love that face there.
Heartless Squad, round up!
So, folks, Pete officially makes his introduction in this game. Well, technically speaking, if you're following the Kingdom Hearts timeline proper, then he was formally kind of introduced in 358 over 2 days, but he really first made a name for himself in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Just saying.
Just wait. Nobody, and I do mean nobody, messes with the mighty Pete.
Then come and fight me, you dummy.
Mighty Pete, who lives in this tower anyway?
Oh, you don't know, eh? Well, it's old Yen Sid. Of course, he's probably a heartless by now.
Master Yen Sid lives here?
I'm pretty sure Donald should know this, considering it...
Yen Sid is the king's teacher.
Wow, sounds powerful.
Nice. Anyway, that was kind of a hilarious introduction. But yeah, as I was saying, Donald and Goofy should know very well who Yen Sid is. Technically speaking, they did speak with him, and even if it was brief, in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Just saying. How is it that they don't really realize that this is where he lives? Perhaps they thought this was where he worked or something and he actually lived elsewhere? I guess that would make the most logical sense, but still, it's kind of baffling how they were just surprised about this fact. Pete's a little late to the party. We already defeated Maleficent. I never expected to run into Pete here. To think he's not just messing around with our world, but here too. Very true. I mean, Pete has always been known for causing trouble. So, anyway, welcome to what is known as the Mysterious Tower. This is the name of this world, by the way. It doesn't have a former introduction because this is one of those worlds where you don't really get to do very much in here. And it's literally a straight shot straight to the top. Of course, we will have to deal with a couple of enemy gauntlets here and there, but really, it's not all that bad. Most of the enemies in here are purely just shadow heartless. And that's all she wrote, quite literally. You don't need to worry about these things at all. They pose no threat at all, and they're the weakest enemy in the entire game. Sure, they come at you kind of hordes, but really, it's nothing at all. Really, it isn't. By the way, I wouldn't say it's easy to get lost in here, but as you're exploring, you want to head up the tower, and most doors are clearly labeled as such, as either having an up arrow or a down arrow. Whether they have an up or down arrow, you just follow the one that where you want to go. It's as simple as that. Also, the staircases are linear in every single sense of the word, so you do have to follow the staircases to and from each and every location. Also, we have a new enemy in here. Also, just like with Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, there are some enemies that were actually a different color in the original release, but are a different color in this release. Also, we got a new ability, Item Boost, along with a nice defense upgrade. I also didn't point out that we had some other level ups earlier on, but even so, they come naturally. Heartless everywhere.
Well, it's a good thing we're on the job then.
So, the worlds aren't at peace after all?
Well, at least you tried, guys. Yeah, it does kind of suck how the worlds are once again in peril thanks to the Heartless and everything. But hey, it is kind of the natural order of the world. What is born in darkness dies in darkness. Just saying. The wise words of Anson the Heartless, if you know what I mean. Also, I might as well equip the new ability for Sora. Item Boost, what this will do is that it increases the effect done but with healing items on the field by 50%. Equip more to increase the effect. So basically, it increases the potency of items, so if an item were to restore like 50% of your HP, then Item Boost will increase that even further. Not necessarily doubling the effect, but maybe that is how it works. I don't remember for sure.
Master Yen Sid, it's an honor.
Hey there.
Sora, show some respect.
So, you are Sora. Now then, have you seen the king yet?
Yes, we did, Master, but we didn't get a chance to talk to him.
Yes, the king has been quite busy of late. Therefore, it would seem that the task of instructing you three falls upon my shoulders. You have a perilous journey ahead of you. You must be well prepared.
You mean we have to go on another quest? I was looking forward to finding my friend Riku, so we could go back to the islands.
Yes, I know. However, everything in your journey, Sora, is connected.
Foreshadowing.
You will find your way home to the islands. Whether you will return alone or with your friend. And whether or not the islands will still be there. And the key that connects them all is you, Sora.
I'm the key?
Chosen wielder of the Keyblade. You are the key that will open the door to light.
This book contains valuable knowledge you will need for your journey. Study it carefully. Once you have finished, we will speak of the enemies you will surely confront.
By the way, when he says study, he doesn't really mean study it, study it. You won't be quizzed. Have you read the book like Master Yen Sid said? We've been asleep for a while, so we need to know what's been going on. But first, let's open up this big-ass chest that is so easily not missable. Usually these giant chests contain the map of the world, or the map to an area of which you are currently exploring. Just saying. When you see one, open it! Open it immediately. Otherwise, you may be running around like a headless chicken for quite a while. Just saying, not fun. This is a strange tower. I wonder why it was built. Adventuring rule number 8. Search every corner of a new place. Funny enough, I followed this rule to this very day. Let's see. There are 3 things to read in this book. There's the beginning, interlude, and the future story. Let's take a read. Read the beginning. The beginning. Each journey gives rise to chance encounters, and each encounter brings forth a farewell. When a farewell leads to a journey, the worlds open their hearts. There are those chosen by the light and those ensnared by darkness. Friends who share the same bonds through their paths may differ. When you doubt the path trod thus far, when the hand you held is lost to you, gaze anew at the heart that once was, for all answers are within. I think it's trying to refer to your memories or something. Like the memory of the friendship that you cherished with a loved one, or your best friend. Just saying. Let's take a look at interlude. A long dream, a sad farewell, hanging in the air in that world between. What is reality? What is illusion? The path chosen by the young boy leads to his memories. When caught in the stream of the days and nights going past, gaze anew at your steps, for there all confusion will end. I think what this is trying to allude to is that these are basically a kind of a recap-ish sort of thing between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories with their respective The Beginning and Interlude. Future Story, I believe, is supposed to kick off the events of Kingdom Hearts 2. Then again, maybe this is for 358 days. Let's take a read and find out. The Future Story. Will the day come when this battle born of confusion will end? It is different things to different people. Can the reality be that which is hidden? The reason is mere existence. Still, memories can be believed. Be not afraid. Entrust your body to the soothing waves of your memories. By and by, your fleeting rest will be over, and everything will begin. Okay, so this more clearly defies Chain of Memories, kind of, and it basically explains like the ending, I guess, and maybe some additional pieces of information between Sora and Riku's story, and how they interacted with Castle Oblivion, their journey, and what they experienced. I think, not too sure. Let's talk Yen Sid. That book contains important knowledge. Be sure to read it. Do you have any questions? Actually, I have several questions.
Wait a sec. How come the Heartless are still running around?
Your past endeavors did prevent an immense effusion of Heartless from the Great Darkness. Make no mistake about that. However, the Heartless are darkness made real, and darkness yet lingers in every heart. The Heartless are pure, but while darkness exists in a single heart, it will be difficult to eliminate them.
Gorge, that must mean if everybody's heart was full of light, them Heartless would go away.
But that creates another problem.
Now, it is time to speak of the enemies that you will encounter.
Donald! He was the real villain all along! Oh, shit! Okay, never mind. Hi.
If one such as you, Donald, yields to the darkness in their heart, they too will become heartless. But you know this. The heartless are always lurking and ever seeking to capture new hearts. Never let your guard down.
Duh.
Now then. At times, if someone with a strong heart and will, be they evil or good, becomes a heartless,
like Sora,
the empty shell they leave behind begins to act with a will of its own. An empty vessel whose heart has been stolen away. A spirit that goes on even as its body fades from existence. For you see, no bodies do not truly exist at all. No bodies may seem to have feelings, but this is a ruse. They only pretend to have hearts.
Funny enough, he's wrong about
Not
that.
be deceived.
No bodies. They don't exist.
That actually isn't true.
Now then, the being you see before you is known as a dusk. They are the most common form of nobody. But there are others, some larger, some with frightening and unique powers. Be vigilant. On your journey, you will meet an alarming number of dusks. They will all attempt to do you harm. Still, they are nothing but empty shells, destined to return to darkness. But the beings you see before you now are different. These powerful nobodies have formed a group called Organization 13. It commands the lesser nobodies.
Organization 13.
While heartless act on instinct, nobodies function in a higher manner. They can think and plan, and it seems they are working towards a goal. What that goal is, we do not know. The king sensed the danger and journeyed forth to fight it. He found the Dark Realm's Keyblade and with it closed the door. Now he's traveling from world to world, fighting the Heartless as he seeks the answer to the riddle of the Nobodies and Organization 13.
Then I guess we better go find the king first.
But where could he be?
Well, we won't know till we look.
Yeah, and the king must know where Riku is, because the two of them were together in the Realm of Darkness when we closed the door. You know, after defeating Ansem.
So, before you go, you will need more suitable traveling clothes. Those look a bit too small for you. Through there, you'll find 3 good fairies. If you ask, they'll create for you appropriate garments.
Gosh, Sora, you sure are growing fast.
I guess.
Funny enough, it's actually true. He did grow up quite fast in the time it took between Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and 358 over 2 days, which, oddly enough, spanned one single year, and he had a big-ass growth spurt. Just saying. It is one of the biggest spurts you will ever see a human being ever experience. We all have that in our lives at least once. Just saying.
Me, you guys, Riku, and the king. I don't care who this organization is or what it's planning. With the 5 of us, I mean 6 of us, there's nothing to worry about, right?
Hello there, young ladies. These clues will help you only as much as your growth allows. Their true potential lies dormant. It's your job to unleash it. We've been told about you. Hurry up and try on your new clothes. That is, after you've prepared for your journey, of course. And that I already have. What are these? An image of you overcome by the power of darkness flows into your mind. I think that's foreshadowing, or these mirrors in general are foreshadowing events to come. An image of the Keyblade unleashing its ultimate power flows into your mind. An image of you possessing all abilities flows into your mind. Funny enough, that's what we're going to be doing. An image of you obtaining old powers flows into your mind. An image of you utilizing your magic to its fullest flows into your mind. An image of you utilizing your strength to its fullest flows into your mind. And that, as I say, is that. Once you changed, you're off. Let's change clothes.
Well, look who's here, dears. Sora, Donald, and Goofy.
Oh, if you're looking for clothes, you've come to the right place. I'll do the designing.
I actually like those green clothes.
That will never do. Oh, now, dears.
But don't you like this better?
Funny enough, that red outfit is foreshadowing a future game in the series. Just saying.
Blue.
This goes on for quite some time.
Would you just decide?
Oh, well.
Please?
All right, then. Together now, dears. And no more squabbling. Oh, my.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yes. He does look very dashing.
Now, those aren't ordinary garments.
They have very special powers. Take the orb, dear. And watch what happens.
Whoa! Whoa!
Wow!
2 Keyblades!
This journey's going to be twice as difficult as your last.
Your garments also have other powers. But you'll have to discover what they are as you continue on your journey.
Okay, I'll do my best. And thanks a lot.
Oh, and there's something else for you from Master Yen Sid. Oh, boy!
So, with that, we get introduced to the drive forms. And our first form is known as Valor Form. And as a result, we also get our hands on a brand new Keyblade, the Star Seeker. Increases maximum combo by 1 when in midair. And here it is, Valor Form. With Goofy's help, use the drive command to change into Valor Form. I'll get into this later. The drive command has been added. The gauge on the lower right is consumed for transformation. It is powerful as it absorbs party members' strength, but party members disappear while transformed. Very true. And like I said, we'll be going over this relatively soon. You'll have amazing powers when you transform, but the process takes time. Even so, transforming will help you tremendously on your adventures. Funny enough, that is very, very true. Those clothes have all kinds of powers that rely on the help of your friends. Just as you on your journey, they need friends too to unleash their powers. You already gained a new ability. Those clothes must be meant for you. That transformation unleashes your potential to its fullest, Sora. I will say this outfit Sora's wearing, this is probably my favorite outfit in the entire series. Huh? Sora, I think he dropped something. Huh? It must have fallen out of your pocket. What is that? Part of a picture? Is this a gift too? Oh, we don't know anything about that. But if you found it in your pocket, it must have something to do with your adventure. Hold on to it, dear. In fact, you should hold on to any other pieces you may come across on your journey. Funny how this cutscene is one of the very few cutscenes that run at 60 FPS. All other ones are at 30. I'll make sure to note them in my journal. You obtained a puzzle piece. Puzzle pieces are scattered all over the world. Some can only be accessed after learning a certain ability. You can view collected pieces in Jiminy's journal. So yes, the puzzle aspect, or the puzzle pieces rather, they were added in to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. They were not in vanilla Kingdom Hearts 2. Why is this a thing? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, it is something else to go for to add to that completionist criteria. Great. It's gonna be fun. Well, looky here. It's the Gummi Ship.
Hey, it's the Gummi Ship.
That's what I just said, Donald.
So you guys ready to go?
Now, just a moment. Because of your previous endeavors, the worlds have returned to their original states. That means the pathways between them have disappeared.
How do we get around?
Do not fear. If what the king suspected proves true, the worlds have prepared new pathways along which you may travel. These pathways may be utilized by unlocking special gates. How these gates are opened, I'm afraid I do not know. However, the Keyblade will serve as your guide. When a beam of light radiates from the Keyblade, return to the Gummi Ship. Though the worlds may seem far apart and out of reach, they nonetheless remain connected by invisible ties, as do our hearts.
Our hearts are connected.
That is correct.
Got it.
But be warned, as you proceed, the Heartless and the Nobodies will be using their own paths. Corridors of darkness to travel from world to world. They may be attempting to link these dark pathways to the gates between the worlds.
Hey, that's not fair.
Now then, that is all the information I can give to you. Go forth, Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Everyone is waiting.
Okay, let's get going.
Master Yen Sid.
We sure do appreciate the help.
I wonder where he went. The world may never know.
My goodness, what's that?
Hello, Duvius. Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it.
Haven't we seen this somewhere before?
Yes, dear. I wonder whose it was.
Malefic...
No, we mustn't remember her name. Oh dear.
Why is that exactly?
She was a mean old witch. Oh no, the memories are coming back. What'll we do? Oh, what'll we do?
Whoa, it's moving.
Goodness, no.
Oh, Lord.
Perhaps we should tell Master Yen Sid.
Yes, that's what we must do. Hurry.
I'm back, bitches!
Maleficent!
Like I said, Maleficent is back.
How you doing? It's your favorite Gummi engineers here, ready for duty. Chip and Dale. Happy flying!
Only one?
That's no good.
Wait, I think it's a world we know.
Okay, so welcome to the world map. We can navigate this very, very easily. Just use the left stick to fly the Gummi Ship. Try approaching the world at the bottom of the screen. When you arrive at your destination, press triangle to land. As you can see, there is a huge invisible foggy barrier around this world map. And as we get further and further into the game, more and more of this fog will be lifted. And also, we have even more mysterious fogs of darkness. Usually whenever a world's surrounded by this, that means the world is completely inaccessible, and it won't be that. It will be stuck that way for quite some time. And of course, you don't have to fly around at such a slow speed. You can also hold the circle button to dash and fly a lot faster around the world map. There is another mechanic that will come into play later on. Not too much later, but a fairly decent way later. Yep. Been explaining Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. Interesting. I've not played that, and I don't plan to anytime soon. Anyway, let's head into Hollow Bastion.
Maleficent! Maleficent! Maybe they really did finish her off. Ooh, this castle sure ain't what I expected. No shine, no nothing. Oh, now what's gonna happen to our plan?
Hello there, Mr. Crow. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Oh wait, that's now. Well, you get the idea. Also, that was foreshadowing of things to come.
It's Hollow Bastion.
Gosh, looks kind of different now.
Kind of. That's the understatement of the century.
Uh-oh, looks like we're gonna have to do some fighting.
Welcome everyone back to Hollow Bastion. As you can see, this place got a complete overhaul from the last time we were here. Last time this place was like a desolate wasteland of nothing but waterfalls and super powerful Heartless. But this time it looks as though there's actually a community here thriving and people actually living here. Holy crap. Well, if you played the first game, you may know that Leon and the others were trying to restore the entirety of Hollow Bastion back to its former glory. And it looks like it's working so far. Talk to the Moogles in towns. They can synthesize items with various materials. Collect the materials used for item synthesis to create various items. Definitely worth keeping that in mind. And whenever you see a Moogle shop, select Synthesize, hand over all your synthesis materials, and depending on what materials you hand over to the Moogle people, they may give you some sweet rewards. First off, we got an elixir, which is pretty sweet. Just after a couple of little items handed in, which is pretty nice. And over time, we will be getting our hands on more and more recipes. For right now, we don't have any recipes in our possession. We can also view a list of all the materials we handed into the Moogle shops here. And we can also view a list of all the different rewards that we can get our hands on. Again, these will become revealed as we obtain those rewards. But at the end of the game, more and more information will be revealed upon figuring out like how many rewards you can get in total. Just saying. For now, there's not really a whole lot we can do here. Hey there, dude. Items from previously visited shops will become available at shops in larger towns. Very true. So here we have access to a potion, ether, and a tent. Tents are probably one of the more underutilized items in the Kingdom Hearts series. They're a lot more useful than you think they are. But they're not as readily accessible as like potions and ethers. Anyway, ethers, I don't think we even gone over what ethers do. Ethers restore your MP gauge. So when you use magic, the MP gauge depletes. But you can restore the MP gauge by either running out your entire MP bar or restoring it via ethers. And I'll go into more details as to what happens when your MP gauge runs out at a later point in time. Right now, let's speak to you. Uncle Scrooge? Who? He's Donald's uncle, a business typhoon. Before the Heartless showed up, he traveled the world on the Gummi Ship with the king. He was helping to set up a traffic system. A transit system. What's all the racket? Why, if it isn't Donald! And Goofy, hello lads! Oi, you all look hale and hearty. So do you, Uncle Scrooge. Ah, if only I were. I cannot seem to recreate my favorite old-time ice cream. I'd make millions if I just got it right. Terrible. You know what they say, taste is in the eye of the beholder. Same with beauty. Leon and the others are in the borough? Whatever. They went to Merlin's house. Okay. Funny enough, Merlin's house is honestly not that far off. What the hell was that?
Hey, what's going on?
That's the town's defense mechanism.
Who's there? Hi.
Yuffie!
Look out!
Oh boy. How's everyone doing today? Well, this is gonna be fun. Let's show off drive forms now, starting with Valor Form. Valor Form specializes in physical combat and is a combo powerhouse. But one thing worth keeping in mind is that you need Goofy in order to even transform into this drive form. So that is something to keep in mind.
Hey, you guys! I see you're still in top form.
What'd you expect? Looks like you're doing okay.
Well, what did you expect?
How are the others?
Great!
Hey, Yuffie, have you seen the king and Riku?
Nope. But I had a feeling I'd see you guys again.
We may never meet again, but we'll never forget each other.
Is that supposed to be Leon? Everybody's working on stuff over at Merlin's house. Come on.
Yes, drives are a ton of fun. They are definitely my favorite mechanic in the entire game. Also, this is one of only a few places of which you don't find the town map in a treasure chest. Instead, it's given to you just after a short point in time within the story. Anyway, as you can see, the drive forms don't last forever. Though the drive forms do have a gauge, and the more you use the form and its abilities, the faster the form depletes itself. However, there is a way to restore your drive form and restore its gauge from its current point, which is at 0 right now, all the way back up to its maximum, which at this point in time is 3. As we progress through the game, our drive maximum drive capacity will be increased further and further. As far as how we can increase it further, like I said, story progression. There is another way to restore your drive gauge. There are actually a few methods. First off is the drive recovery. So, after obtaining our first drive form, we get access to form abilities. Form abilities are fixed. By leveling up a form, these abilities can be used even outside of that particular form, with limited exceptions. When in a form, a second weapon can be equipped for most forms. Again, there are a few exceptions to this rule. Some forms only allow you to wield one Keyblade, but pack a hell of a punch. And others allow you to wield 2 Keyblades. 1 Keyblade with strength and abilities, 2 Keyblades with strength and abilities. Duh! Acquire abilities and strength from both weapons. From item... Whenever you are messing with drive forms, you can equip what is known as a sub-weapon, and this is where multiple Keyblades come into play. What are sub-weapons? From items, select Sora, select a form, select a weapon to equip as a sub-weapon. The ability of the sub-weapon is only valid in that particular form. So for example, we have here the Star Seeker, but its abilities, Air Combo Plus, only apply while we are using the Valor Form. If we want that form for ourselves, we'll have to change Keyblades from our Kingdom Key to Star Seeker, but we unfortunately can't really do that at this point in time since those are the only 2 weapons we have available on us. But other than that though, that's really about it. So what this drive recovery will do is that you can only use this in the main menu, but if you use it, you can restore your drive gauge back up to 3. Very useful and a very handy item to have, especially when you want to restore forms quickly. So let's take a look at the abilities of which Valor Form provides. We have Brave Shot, Brave Beat, Sonic Strike, Sonic End, Over the Horizon, Omega Finale, Retaliating Slash, High Jump Level 1, Sync Blade, Scanned, Combo Plus, Air Combo Plus, Reaction Boost, Fishing Plus, Draw, Lucky Item Boost, MP Hastera, and of course we have our weapon abilities. So, there are some abilities that you can actually take over from a particular form over to your main form. And those abilities you primarily can carry over are from growth abilities. So, as you can see, Valor Form has High Jump. If we level up Valor Form, we'll be able to take High Jump level 1 and apply it to ourselves as well. But upon upgrading our form, we'll take High Jump level 1 and then this will change to High Jump level 2, and so on and so forth until this ability is maxed out. Sync Blade is one of my favorite abilities in the entire game, and I really wish you can learn this, but sadly you cannot. This only exists for drive forms and drive forms only. Equip a Keyblade in each hand. The ability of the left-hand weapon becomes available as well. Again, I wish you could have that ability outside of drive forms, even if you max out every single one in the game. It's just weird. And also kind of baffling how you don't get access to something like that. It's kind of annoying. Oh well, that's just me. But still, drive forms are a ton of fun to use. Just keep in mind though, as you're using them, it will take some time to restore your drive gauge. Of course, you can restore the drive gauge in a couple of different ways, like the aforementioned item, the drive recovery. You can also restore the drive gauge via depleting your magic entirely and whacking things, or just whack things like normal. Honestly, you get way more of your drive gauge back as you are leveling up. I mean, as you're restoring your MP gauge, but that's just me and my silly little opinion. In fact, I think that's actually fact. So, whoops. Alright, let's head inside Merlin's place.
Meet the Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee.
We missed you.
Well, if you ain't in top shape.
I knew it.
Knew what?
A while back, everyone suddenly remembered you guys, all at the same time.
You remembered? Wait, does that mean you forgot about us?
So where have you guys been all this time?
We were sleeping.
Where? In cold storage?
Funny enough, he's not wrong.
It doesn't matter. This is great. Everyone's together again.
So, we're trying to find Riku and the King. Have you seen him? Right.
Sorry, but let us know if there's anything we can do to help, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Don't go thanking us just yet.
Hollow Bastion's got a problem. A big problem.
You mean like nobodies and heartless?
That's right.
Sounds like you could use our help.
Then let's cut to the chase. Sora, Donald, Goofy, we were hoping the three of you might give us a hand around here.
Like we're gonna say no?
I forgot who I'm dealing with.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
Just think of it as a sort of Leon compliment.
Sure, whatever you say, Aerith.
Follow me to the Bailey. There's something you need to see.
Oh, hi. Hello, Merlin.
Oh, I thought it was you. Right on time.
It's Brian!
Sora and the gang said they're gonna help out.
Splendid. We'll count on you.
Right.
Ah, yes. Did you give them the cards, dear?
Oh. Here. They're presents for you. Leon thought you might like to have them.
Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee honorary member.
Membership cards.
Kinda cool, huh?
Hey, thanks, Leon. Huh?
I'm surprised he just noticed.
No, we're supposed to be at the Bailey.
Oh boy. Just a moment, Sora. What about your magic? Huh? Oh, that's right. Maybe you forgot it while you were asleep. Now what am I gonna do with you? I suppose I'll have to lend you a few spells, but be careful with them. Thanks, Merlin. To the Bailey, and fast! Neat. So we have ourselves a membership card of the Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee. A rare honorary membership card. Not really. Anywho, after that we got ourselves a Blizzard Element. Unleashes ice crystals at the target. Use it from the magic command. MP cost is 15. The magic command has been added. Consume MP from the gauge in the bottom right to use magic. Press L1 for the shortcut commands. MP is restored at save points and also after a fixed period of time, even after full consumption. Again, very handy to have. Although, there is one pretty nice thing about assigning shortcut commands, which we will be getting into momentarily. Now, we have a new mechanic introduced in this game and was carried over into Kingdom Hearts 3. MP Charge. When MP is empty, MP will recharge until full. With no MP, MP will be recharged until full MP. So, setting up a MP charge from customize, select the character to set up, select magic spell, select MP charge. This shortcut will help toggle MP charge on and off. Abilities that consume MP will also trigger MP charge. To be honest, I don't even remember that even being a thing, really. In fact, I think I'm just going to change this shortcut from circle to triangle because, honestly, I think that will work out better for me and my playstyle. But that's just me, in my opinion. Also, you can change the battle style of your party now from a couple of different styles. We have Technic Attack, Target Attack, Huddle Attack, Party Attack, Sora Attack, Relentless Attack, and that's it. There are several different styles. Each of them have their own unique properties. Technique Attack, party members fight with their individual techniques. Target Attack, party members concentrate attacks on Sora's target. Huddle Attack, party members fight close to Sora. Party Attack, party members will fight a target other than Sora's. Sora Attack, while Sora attacks, party members will support him. And Relentless Attack, party members defeat their target before attacking another. I personally leave these styles alone, as they are perfectly good the way they are, at least in my opinion. Now, Goofy, I believe, can use items much like Sora can. But honestly, what I would do is make it so Goofy only uses these items in certain situations, like when Sora's about to die or something. Like, you can classify him as Last Hope or Often. I usually leave him as Last Hope. But that's just me and my opinion. Wait. Wasn't there something to do with yes, MP charge. Unless you... okay. If there's not enough MP to use this magic spell, wait a while and MP will begin to regenerate until full. The magic spell cannot be used when there's not enough MP. Okay. So, yeah. I would leave this alone, honestly. MP charge, you would definitely want to leave that on at all times, just saying. We can also view additional information from the status screen. And whenever you acquire a new drive form, you can also view some very important information about the different forms. Believe it or not, each form has their own unique way of leveling up. For Valor, for example, instead of gaining normal experience, what we have to do with it in order to level up, we actually need to do something with it. For each attack dealt to the enemy in Valor Form, 1 point of experience is gained. So in other words, you need to whack, whack, whack. And that's Valor Form in a nutshell. You whack everything in sight. And just keep dealing as much or as little damage as possible. Just keep dealing combos non-stop in order to level up Valor Form. Like I said, each form that we're going to be getting our hands on have their own unique ways of leveling up each other. Some may actually be more counterproductive than anything else, just saying. But, again, really it's not that big of a problem. It is a kind of a mess occasionally, but really it's not that bad. Trust me, there's always been worse things. Boy. Also, we are introduced to another sort of a save point. Remember those swirling ones that we've encountered before? Well, those were actually a save point type B. Save point type Bs, what they will do, they are actually temporary save points as far as I know, and they do not allow you to warp to the world map, much like save point type A's do, which are these right here, that have a full circle around the pillar of light. Just saying. Definitely worth keeping that in mind. Alrighty. Well, with that done, let's head to the Bailey. Speaking of Bailey, I could go for a Bailey's right about now. Maybe make myself a Mexican mudslide. That sounds so damn good right now. I could go for something like that. Trust me, it's one of the best drinks you could possibly drink. Highly recommend if you're old enough.
Look at that.
Wow.
We want to restore Hollow Bastion to what it used to be. Who knows? Maybe even something better. There's still a lot to do, but I'm sure we can handle everything. Except for that.
And
that.
We'll handle him.
Well, that's good to hear. So, Sora, do you know what's going on then?
There's this guy, P, who's been going around plotting with the Heartless. But he's not smart enough to tie his own shoes. The ones we need to worry about are the nobodies.
Hambo's Organization 13 guy's in charge, too.
You called?
Hello, who is there?
You're doing well.
Who's that?
This calls for a celebration.
Oh boy. Okay, so all we need to do for this is that we need to protect these gates. We need to protect the gate from the Heartless attack, or more or less the Nobody attack. As the gate sustains more and more damage from the Nobodies, obviously the gate will fall if the HP gauge drops to 0. If that happens, it's game over. And you definitely don't want that to happen. Thankfully, defending the gate itself is pretty simple. Anyway, using magic here really isn't a bad idea, and it's highly recommended that you use magic for long-range combat, mainly, or more or less mid-range combat, rather. Anyway, after using up all of our MP, we enter MP charge now. And over time, our MP will recharge back to its full amount. There are ways to accelerate the recharge rate of MP charge, such as MP Hastera. That's one way of restoring HP. Okay, I'm kind of surprised I didn't die. Honestly, I had no idea Leon could fall in battle here, but the more you know, the more you learn. I never got into a situation where Leon actually falls in battle. I'm pretty sure he does have a set amount of HP, but the amount of HP he does have is relatively short. But there we go. Battle's won.
The Keyblade, a truly marvelous weapon. Were it only in more capable hands.
Show yourselves!
Hello there, Organization 13.
Organization 13!
Good, now we can settle this.
What a shame. And here I thought we could be friends.
Stop! What's the big idea?
Oopsie daisy.
Move!
Now, do you think that's polite? Shutting me down like that?
I said get out of the way!
As if. You can talk all you want, but that won't change a thing.
Then we are gonna make you move.
See, that would work if I were just any old dude. Except I'm not. I'm with the organization. Nothing any old about me.
Huh, tough talk for someone who stood on the sidelines while his nobody flunkies did the fighting.
Oh dear. I think you got the wrong impression.
You gonna cry?
As if. Why don't I remind you how tough the crowd you're dealing with really is?
Remind me?
That's right! Used to give me that same exact look.
I guess you think you can psych me out by saying really random stuff.
Gee, I just don't know. Be a good boy now.
Little late.
He got away.
That was weird. Who gave him the same look?
You know, I think he was just trying to confuse you.
Yeah, you're right. Only one me. The Hollow Bastion Restoration Committee honorary member.
Whoa, it's glowing.
Wow!
Huh?
What's this?
Gorge, you think?
I think it is. Say hello to one of the coolest spectacles of Kingdom Hearts 2. Get used to this, folks. We're going to be seeing this a lot.
Oh, now I get it. That must have been the gate Yen Sid talked about.
Oh boy!
Sorry to run, Leon. But other worlds are calling.
Organization 13. They look tough. Be careful out there.
See you soon.
So, with that, we sealed our first keyhole, folks, and we get ourselves Secret Ansem Report number 7. Kind of a weird jump from 2 to 7. Am I right?
Do my eyes deceive me? Does he really have the power to wield the Keyblade? He's nothing but a boy.
Give him a chance. It means he's straight as an arrow. He's pure of heart. Unlike all of us here.
He had better be, or else he's worthless.
I truly hope he's enjoying himself on his adventure. Maybe he'd like a hand to determine his fate.
Hey, as long as it works in our favor, we can let him do what he wants for now. Then we'll all jump in if needed.
Those are bold words coming from you. Are you saying you'll volunteer to take care of it if things go wrong? Huh?
What? Me? No, you have the wrong guy. I'm not comfortable with that.
You act as though you have a conscience. When was the last time any one of us felt anything?
Truer words were never spoken. Well, I suppose the fun will have to wait.
Do you know what happens to those who lose their true purpose? Inevitably, they destroy themselves.
Gentlemen, the hero of the Keyblade has embarked on a new adventure. Make sure it is one he will remember. Now go.
Ow. Anyway, now that that world is cleared, a couple more worlds have opened up, but as you can see,
What happened to Twighlight Town? It's gone.
it's not really gone. It's more like masked in a thing of darkness. And like I said, we won't be going back there for quite some time. So now that we have access to a couple of new worlds, we now have to access these worlds via these gates. We can take on these gates or these worlds in any order we see fit. However, each of these worlds have their own unique battle level as associated here. And as we progress through the game and access more and more worlds, the higher the battle level will be for some of these worlds. It's highly recommended that you keep these levels in mind and progress in the order of the worlds of which is best suited for your playstyle. And really one where you don't throw yourself into an anime meat grinder. In order to access these worlds, we have to open up the worlds themselves via the world gates as seen here. And once you complete these, you don't have to replay these missions again, but it is highly recommended that you do so for additional challenges, gummy pieces, and other things of the sort. So let's take on Asteroid Sweep first. And before we get started, we can go into the Gummy Editor to view any of the gummies that we have, or we can even build a new Gummi Ship if we so wish. But I think we're good with what we have, so let's just go ahead and start this and select our sample blueprints. Sample blueprints are, well, what they are. They are original blueprints of which are pre-made for the game. Special models are unique Gummi Ships which we will be acquiring later on in the game. But original blueprints are those that are custom made. Again, we'll be getting into that later, much later. Anyway, let's head on out with the good old high wind. By the way, the cutscene here is the same each and every time, so I figure I'd show it off at least once. So, let's start. Now, basic controls. You move with the left analog stick and press X to fire. It's also a good idea to view the treasure list, as it's a good idea to try to hunt down these things as you're going through these levels.
Bring it on.
Also, I'm pretty sure you can change the firing... Yes, you can change the firing style from... You can change the firing style from semi-auto to full auto. I recommend switching to full auto right away. We can also change the y-axis from normal to reverse, meaning down is up and up is down. Anyway, the controls for these are pretty damn simple, all things considered. If you're playing with semi-auto controls, you push the X button to fire your weapons. If you're playing with full auto controls, just hold down the X button and fire away. And again, move around with the analog stick, the left analog stick that is, and to dodge things, just push the circle button. You'll do a barrel roll. To barrel roll, press C or R twice. Too bad those buttons simply do not exist in this game. By the way, this particular Gummi Ship has some lock-on capabilities. To lock on to enemies, what you need to do is release the fire button and lock on to the designated enemies and then fire. Also, you may notice oddly colored enemies. Mostly they're red. Usually those enemies signify that those enemies have treasures. You need to focus your fire on them and try to take them down as soon as possible. This way you're able to get the treasures of which they have in their possession. Thankfully, once you get those treasures, you don't need to worry about destroying them ever again. I think the only thing you have to worry about is maybe a high score, but really that's about it. And also, once you complete these missions at least once, then like I said earlier, you don't need to worry about completing the mission again. But it is a good idea to complete these missions multiple times over, so this way you're able to get all the necessary treasures, parts, etc., etc. Definitely worth your time going after. Also, you may notice this level that's on the top left-hand corner of the screen. This level signifies your... I'm not really too sure what this really signifies, but it determines how well you are doing. You can get a maximum level of, I believe, 30. What do you know? Level 25. Pretty good. 26. Can we get 27? Yeah, 27. Pretty good. This doesn't really matter all that much during your first trip, but upon completing the gate for the first time, missions level 1 and 2 are unlocked. And you'll also get your hands on some recommended blueprints, such as High Wind level 1 and Falcon level 1. Pretty nice. Again, pretty damn good, all things considered. It seems like we only missed one treasure, which is pretty sweet, all things considered. Now then, before we proceed onward to the new world, I want to open up the other gate, so that way we don't have to worry about opening it up before heading off to that particular world. So, with that in mind, let's grab ourselves a ship and get things moving. Anyway, I haven't really gone over the different stat attributes of the Gummi Ships here. The top indicator means your defense. The top right is firepower. Bottom right, I'm not 100% sure. I think that's like, maybe that signifies firepower. And I believe the top right is like damage per second. The wing signifies agility, and the top left signifies speed. The higher the speed, the faster or the more maneuverability you'll have overall. So let's see, what should we select? I think I'm going to go with High Wind level 1 for this one. By the way, you can skip these cutscenes at any time by pushing the X button. Now we have the HP gauge. HP gauge is the bottom right indicator. When the Gummi Ship HP reaches 0, it's game over. No duh. And of course we got plenty of treasures to hunt down, so let's go. Honestly, these Gummi missions really aren't that difficult for your first time through. For the most part, you shouldn't have any problems with dying. Of course, I say this as I'm currently taking damage, but again, it's really not that big of a deal. If you do end up kicking the bucket for some reason, like if you end up getting killed, then what will happen is you will have to restart the entire course. I will say this, the Gummi missions here are a lot better in this game, and it only gets better with the future games going forward. Honestly, this system is probably one of the more preferred systems to many players, even if Kingdom Hearts 3 exists. Just saying, Kingdom Hearts 3 is kind of a hybrid between Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2's battle system when it comes to Gummi missions and things of that nature. Just saying. So as you can see, for the most part, this is kind of a on-rail shooter. All things considered, it's a pretty damn simple concept. Just dodge everything, shoot things, and watch it as train goes boom. I don't know how else to describe it. Also, looking at the lower right-hand corner, other than the health gauge, there's also this blue gauge, that are signified by these blue dots here. That's how many targets you can lock onto, and again, it depends on your configuration. That'll determine that'll purely determine whether or not you'll be able to lock onto certain targets. Wow, I'm definitely missing a lot of treasures here, and I'm definitely not a fan of that. Thankfully, later on, when we get the opportunity to build our own Gummi Ship, things will become infinitely easier, trust me. By the way, rolling around gives you a lot of invulnerability frames, so abuse the ever-loving crap out of it. Trust me, you will thank me later.
Piece of cake.
Oh yeah, agreed, 110%. After completing this route, we not only unlock missions level 1 and 2, we also get High Wind level 2 blueprint and Falcon level 2. Pretty nice. And we also got a heal upgrade too. Sweet. But yeah, as you can see, we missed a lot of treasures in this mission. Not exactly the biggest fan, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said though, we will be finding ways of redoing these missions later on, and with better ships to boot. Honestly, it's a better idea to wait to It's a better idea to wait to do these extra missions until you've unlocked every single world in the game. This way you have more ship parts under your arsenal, and you have more ships to work with as well. So, we have a choice of two different worlds. We have the Land of Dragons and Beast's Castle. Beast's Castle has a battle level of 13, while Land of Dragons has a battle level of 10. Honestly, it may be a good idea to go to the Land of Dragons first. So, let's go. Welcome to the Land of Dragons, aka the world of Mulan.
See that, Mulan? It's Shan Yu, leader of the Hun army. Come on, girl. This is your big chance. I can see it now. Fa Mulan whoops public enemy #1. You're gonna be famous. I'm talking A-list.
Mushu, I'm not sure. I haven't even joined the army yet. I have to take my father's place to preserve the Fa family honor. I just hope I don't get discovered.
Whatever. You're just scared. Admit it.
Aren't you?
Funny enough, in the actual movie, she's not staring at the burned down village. That's not until like the midway point in the movie. Instead, she actually sees the camp.
Let's get the jump on him.
Gorge, maybe we better look before we leap.
A little late there, Goofy, don't you think?
Is that Mushu?
That's right. I know you heard of me. I'm little, lethal, and legendary. Now y'all scram before I get my dragon dander up.
Hey, Mushu, we missed you.
Yeah, well, you better hope I miss you, or else you're Sora, Donald, Goofy.
Do you know them?
Know them? Man, we used to kick all kinds of bad guy butt together. Yeah, you know I help these guys out of a lot of tight spots, because I'm a mighty dragon, right?
Something like that. And you are?
I'm Mulan. No, I mean...
Ping!
Mulan Ping.
Just Ping. I am Ping, son of Fazu.
You know Mushu?
Mushu's one of my family's guardians.
We didn't know we were borrowing somebody as important as a family guardian.
Yeah, that's right. And that puts you three up to your eyeballs in debt to Ping here. Well, guess what, kiddies? It's payback time.
Mushu.
Ah, they don't mind. Ain't that right?
Sounds fair.
See, Ping here was just on his way to join the Imperial Army. We gotta go find the other recruits over at the training camp.
Would you join us? It'll be easier to fit in if I'm with guys like you.
What do you mean, fit in?
Well, don't worry about that.
You're pretending to be a boy, aren't you?
Again, Goofy is the smart one in this universe.
You're a girl?
You didn't notice?
Not me.
I think it's working.
I don't know. Those two would fall for anything.
Funny enough, he's not wrong.
Right here.
Anyway, welcome to the land of dragons. Again, this was one of the more interesting worlds to explore, and honestly, I was probably the most disappointed when I came to this world when I first played it back in PlayStation 2. Not because the world itself is bad or anything, far from it, it's just... Again, I know that the Kingdom Hearts series, when it comes to exploring Disney worlds, is trying to essentially follow the movies. And to be fair, they actually did a better job of this almost to a fault in Kingdom Hearts 3. But here, I kind of wish they kind of did stick to the movie a bit more, of which this world is based on, which is, by the way, Mulan. Believe it or not, there is a live-action remake in the works, and oh my god, no, don't watch it. I'm kidding. I am honestly kidding. But seriously though, there is a live-action remake of Mulan in the works. Am I going to see it? Probably not. But if my sister insists on seeing it, if she's up here while the movie is released, then yeah, I'll be more than willing to give it a fair chance. I mean, honestly, you should. You should give it a chance. It may actually stand on its own 2 feet. Then again, it could also be, you know, kind of crap, if you know what I mean. But even so, just saying, you should give these movies a fair chance. They may stand on their own and just approach it with an open mind. And you may never know, you may actually find a hidden gem that others may choose to despise and hate with a burning passion, if you know what I mean. Such as Aladdin 2019, for example, the live-action remake of Aladdin. I actually liked Aladdin 2019, but a lot of people didn't. Of course, I still say the original is better in every way, but still, I'm just saying, it's still good. I liked it. I wonder if others feel the same way. Did they like it as well? Who knows? But anyway, since the Land of Dragons is a new world, we do have access to some additional information about the worlds and the story, the characters, etc., etc. And oddly enough, Mushu, yeah, he was one of the many summons that we actually had in Kingdom Hearts 1. And it's pretty neat to see that we get to explore one of his worlds. Get to explore one of the worlds in which the summoning actually took place in. Which is pretty neat, all things considered. Funny enough, there were a couple of other planned summons for Kingdom Hearts 2, but they were scrapped in this game, but are in the game files. But only a texture is existent, and kind of an exoskeleton, but that's really about it. Anyway, whenever you explore a new world and encounter that world's particular individual or main character, they have their own fair share of abilities, and also their own equipment as well. So that is something to keep in mind. They have their own unique weapons as well, but keep in mind you can't change their weapons at all. But you can change their equipment if you so desire. Hell, you can even steal their items if you want, and honestly, you should! You should steal their items so that way they don't throw them into the wind like an idiot. Because trust me, that is a very real thing, and that is very, very bad. So, as you can see, Ping doesn't really have a whole lot to his name as of yet. But trust me, this little man is going to be a miserable little pile of secrets later down the line. Trust me. The party command has been added to the command menu. This command allows you to quickly exchange a party member. Use this command to switch party members during battles where menus can't be opened, which is pretty neat. And you can access the secondary menu by pushing left on the D-pad. And of course you have access to the attack command as well as the party command to quickly switch out party members on the fly. And as you can see, these people just instantly appear out of nowhere in like less than a second. I haven't really gone over this, but one of the original faults within the PlayStation 3 release of Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix on the PlayStation 3, one major problem that really hindered the collection as a whole was the load times. The load times were absolutely horrendous. It was so bad that you basically have to adapt speedrunning strats in order to properly utilize certain things, such as drive forms. That was the biggest one. For whatever reason, drive forms took the longest to execute, like about 20 seconds to transform. I'm not kidding, it was that damn long. But of course, after you transform into that one transformation once, the load times for the drive forms were cut down significantly. But even so, for the most part, you have to deal with like a 20-second wait time, and that was a really bad idea. So what speedrunners did was, upon transforming, they would instantly pause the game and wait about that particular time frame, and then unpause the game and go into their drive form. Why does this work? Well, during that downtime, normally you would transform into a drive form in order to extend a combo and deal massive damage within a short period of time and complement your own combos. But with the PS3 version, you couldn't really do that unless you improvise with pause strats, which was not fun for anyone. Just saying. And I'm pretty sure that the same sort of problem also was a thing when switching out party members on the fly. So, was that really all that useful? You be my... Take a guess. I'm gonna say no. Anyway, when we were exploring these different worlds, the Moogle shop will actually update their roster of different items that we can purchase, which is pretty neat. Previously, we only had access to potions, ethers, and tents, but now we have access to actual accessories, which let me tell you folks, is definitely well needed. So let's go ahead and buy an Abyss chain, and I think I'm going to buy just one for Sora. And as far as everything else here, there's really not a whole lot else we can really purchase with our current money count. You know what, I'll buy one more of these, because why not? We can also synthesize any items that we happen to have here, if we so wish. Alright, let's go ahead and switch this out. By the way, you can also change characters relatively quickly within the item menu by pushing L2 or R2 to switch characters. So let's go ahead and switch this to Goofy, and Donald, I'll give this to you. Wait, I thought I... Dang it. Whatever, I'll just remove this. Give this to Sora. Then I'll give the champ belt to Goofy and this bandana to Goofy. And that's really about it. You can also give your party members accessories later on. But unfortunately we don't happen to have any at this point in time. But we will be getting our hands on some really neat accessories at a later point in time. So that's something worth mentioning. For now though, we can't really worry too much about accessories at this point. But again, no big deal. Nothing to worry about here. Okay, let's head into the camp and see what we can find. Pretty neat looking camp.
Remember, girl, and leg.
That is the most awkwardly manly walk I've ever seen in my life. Funny enough, it was like that in the original movie, too.
About time we got some grub.
Hey, no cutting.
Back off.
A space in line.
Wonder what they're serving for lunch today. Knuckle sandwiches.
That does it.
Now, kids. Why do we have to fight?
Please.
Please?
What a girl.
Knock it off.
Knock what off?
You punched me. What a shrimp!
Who you calling a shrimp, Hand and Lips? I'm a bona fide guardian dragon.
Let's just get back in line, okay?
Whose side are you on? I just got slugged.
What's up, boy?
Soldiers, get back in line.
The captain.
Uh-oh.
What are they?
Heartless. Oh, yeah?
Why are you running, boys?
I hope you're ready.
Okay, so this world is rather unique because it has a morale gauge. The upper left gauge represents the party's morale. It is game over when the gauge is empty. The gauge can be restored by orbs dropped by enemies. Orbs influence the survival of the party, so make sure to gather as many orbs as possible, especially rare ones. Very true. So, yeah, remember what I said before about the awful load times about the drive forms in the PS3 release? Well, that's been completely annihilated in the PS4 release, even on PS4 Pro. Like, it reduced the load time from like 20 seconds to like, I don't know, maybe 0.2 seconds? Just saying. Also, we got ourselves a level up for our Valor Form, which is awesome to see. You three, what are your names? Sora, Donald, Goofy. You're welcome in my troop. Your battle skills are encouraging. I am son of Fazu. You should return home. But that would dishonor my family. You'd rather dishonor my troops? Don't make me. If Ping trains hard and does his best, he'll get stronger in no time. Just give us an assignment. We'll show you how well we can work together. So, you want to be tested. Our orders are to ambush Shan Yu's army. On their way here, they should be coming through the mountain pass. We'll smash them! I doubt that. You four will be the advance party. Scout out the mountain for my troops. That's it? No problem. Right? Right. I'll brief you on the details later. Return when you're ready to depart. Remember, the smallest missions may have the greatest purpose. Stay alert. Funny enough, that's true. Sir! And again, this is another one of those worlds where we get a map at the start, like just after completing a short little story segment. Okay. As you can see, there are a few stickers just lying around and about, but I'm pretty sure we can get one of these now if we are clever enough, and there's another one which we cannot get our hands on yet. Damn. Well, it looks like we can't get either sticker right now. When I say sticker, I obviously mean puzzle piece. Stickers don't come into play until Birth by Sleep. Just saying. They kind of replaced the puzzle piece system. Okay. One more time and then we're gonna move on. Okay, yeah, we're moving on. Gonna have to come back for these things later. Funny enough, you can roam around and destroy even more of this camp if you so wish. It's not like there are any repercussions or anything, which is interesting. Just when I was about to destroy those creepy things, they got scared and took flight. This is a strange company. I'm Chen Po. That short one there's Xiao, and the skinny guy's Ling. Say, what were those things earlier? Is that what we're up against? Funny enough, yes. But in the actual movie, it was an entire army of humans. There's a path leading to the palace from the checkpoint, but it's closed now. Maybe after we finish a few missions, though, they'll let us through. Or we finish the entire freaking campaign. Just saying. Have you decided you're up for a mission? Funny enough, this is the only time in the entire game when we can actually go on missions such as these. So, we have 3 different missions to choose from: the surprise attack, the ambush, and the search. Each mission has their own unique requirements. So, for the surprise attack, a strange figure was seen at the checkpoint. Head there quickly and defeat the enemy. Alright, let's do this one first. Defeat all the Heartless, don't let the morale gauge drop to 0, and you'll be fine. Anyway, this new spell we got our hands on is a fire spell. Fire works a lot differently in comparison to the original Kingdom Hearts. As you can see, fire, rather than doing what it normally does, it actually acts as a shield, which is pretty interesting, all things considered. So Blizzard is kind of the opposite of what it was in Kingdom Hearts 1. Instead of acting like a mid-range shotgun, it acts more like the fire projectile did in the first Kingdom Hearts game. And fire, again, it brings up a shield, much like Aero does. Except it's not one of those things that lasts forever. Instead, it only lasts a certain period of time. You've done a passable job, but stay alert. This is just the beginning. Sheesh, what an asshole. Shan Yu has invaded our country. We must stop him at all costs. By the way, when you complete one mission, you can't really do it again. So that's something worth mentioning. So let's do the search next. Might as well, we're right here. So, in this mission, we just have to defeat all the hidden enemies in the camp. Funny enough, it's a lot easier said than done because, as this mission implies, there are hidden enemies scattered all throughout the place. So, what you're going to need to do here is search all over the place like a headless chicken. Destroy each and every single tent that you see, and bada bing, bada boom. Heartless be dead. I also forgot that I even have this block ability. Which, let me tell you folks, it's a very useful ability to have in this game. Oopsie. Wow. Morale is already just about at 0. That's not good. Honestly, I feel as though I'm going way too slow. There we go. All done with that one. That was actually pretty close. Yes, that's exactly what I need from you. Now, you still have some tasks to do. Stay sharp. Okay. And completing that mission gives us an AP boost, which is nice to have, and trust me, we need it. Like, now. Also, we got access to a new ability after upgrading our Valor Form to level 2, Auto Valor. Automatically sets the reaction command to Valor in a pinch if Valor Form is usable. So what this will do is that if your HP drops the critical amount, the reaction command will pop up, allowing you to change into Valor Form if you happen to have the right amount of drive gauge available. For the most part, you really should not use these auto abilities very much. Not, well, with one exception. And I'll get into that later. The exception I'm talking about is another form we'll be getting our hands on later, which is exclusive to Final Mix, by the way. But, other than that, most auto abilities you should leave off, for the most part. Of course, they can come in handy in certain situations, but you really should only use them tactically, if anything else. Just saying. Alright, let's see what we got left. Several companies have already been attacked by Shan Yu. We're out of time! We need to move! Time for the ambush. Okay. Also, as your drive form levels up, you'll be able to stay in that drive form for a lot longer than normal. As you can see, our drive form level was up to level 4 at the very start. Normally, at level 1, it would be at 3. Also, say hello to this asshat here. Probably one of the most annoying enemies in this world. In fact, he probably is the most annoying enemy in this world. But he is pretty easy to predict of what he's going to do, how he's going to react, and what he's going to do. It's literally that damn simple. Thanks, Goofy. You saved me. Big time. Whew. That was actually pretty close, not gonna lie. You did well. I knew it! Captain. I suppose you've made a little progress. Not a little, a lot! What was that voice? No, you're right, Captain. Please, give me one more assignment. This time I'll show you what I'm truly made of. I'll give you one more chance. See me when you're ready to depart. Remember, this may be a test, but it's still an important mission. Be alert. Sir! You know what's funny? There are some characters who are excluded in this retelling of this wondrous tale. One of them is the Advisor, which oddly enough was one of the best characters in the whole movie, even though he was a minor character. Just saying, the Advisor who advised Shang here, he was actually pretty hilarious. Your mission is to secure the path over the summit so our company can pass. I've authorized you to be let through to the summit. Don't let me down. Okay. So, this next assignment doesn't really start until we reach our target destination. Of course, in order to get there, it's literally just a simple walk to the destination, rather than being transported via a menu or something like that. Also, just like Donald and Goofy, the third party member that you can get within a given world, or within certain worlds rather, they too can level up. And I don't think I've mentioned this yet, but each party member that you do encounter, they do have their own unique abilities. Then again, maybe I've already mentioned this before, but whatever. Feel like reiterating it. Okay, so it's time to begin our next mission. In this mission, what we need to do here is we need to secure a path to the mountainside, or more or less, what we need to do is just race to the top of this mountain. It's literally that simple. However, there will be plenty of other enemies who are going to be standing in our way. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that the morale gauge for this particular mission drains a lot slower than any of the other missions as far as I know. Come on, man! Why are you not getting hit by these damn, things? Okay, I swear to God, that ice is literally phasing right through this enemy. Perhaps that is indeed the case, and that, if that really is true, then that's annoying. By the way, you really shouldn't worry so much about whether or not you can get your hands on puzzle pieces or not during your first trip. I mean, if you can, great. If not, don't worry about it. Wait until later on in the game and you should be fine. One more thing worth noting is that while you're using these drive forms here, depending on where you are in the story, you may be capped on how far or how many levels you can gain with that particular drive form. I believe each drive form can be leveled up to level 5. Ow. Thanks, Goofy. I wanted to try to get away from this asshat, so that way I don't get killed. By the way, this enemy here was a completely different color in the original Kingdom Hearts 2. Damn it! Wow, that went poorly. Damn it! Wow, and we end up all the way back here. That is super goddamn lame. You would think that you would restart at the start of the mission, but no, apparently not in this place. That's annoying. Plus, we lost all the experience and stuff we gained as well, which is super damn annoying. Welcome to Critical Mode, folks, where dying is basically the name of the game. And get used to dying a lot, and I mean a lot. Trust me, it ain't fun. Whatever. Again, it ain't that big of a deal, and besides, any cutscenes that we've seen before, we can obviously skip them if we so wish. One thing's definitely for sure, I'm definitely sweating my ass off here. So, if you heard my fan going off, my apologies. It does kind of sound like a dying cat. So one thing I will go ahead and mention here is, while you're doing this mission, it's recommended that, it's highly recommended that you clear all the enemies in the area first before proceeding. As believe it or not, this Rock Smasher or Rock Shatter command, it can be interrupted. And once it's interrupted, you will have to restart the entire command all over again, which is kind of annoying. But again, not the worst thing in the world. Honestly, out of the starting spells that you can get your hands on here, I feel as though fire is definitely the better spell out of the two. At least from my personal experiences so far. But keep in mind, though, that fire is only good for like close range encounters, like at point blank range. While Blizzard's more useful for long range or mid-range combat. Just saying. You can't exactly snipe an enemy with Blizzard. But, still. One more thing I haven't mentioned yet about drive forms is that they can also be used as a last-ditch effort to fully heal yourself and restore all of your MP. So that is something worth mentioning here. I seriously hate these enemies so much. There we go, that went a hell of a lot more smoothly this time. Definitely am a fan. Off we go! Hey, you ain't half bad! A man among men. Thanks. But the captain... Screw the captain. Captain? Pink sure did great. You bet he did. Fine, I'll let you join my troops. But I'm still not convinced you have what it takes. to be a worthy soldier. Why not? It's alright, Sora. I'll find a way to show him what I'm made of. Just give me a chance. That's the spirit, Ping. Sir! Funny enough, in the original movie of Mulan, Mulan had to earn the captain's respect during one of the best songs in the entire film. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's like, Mr. I'll make a man out of you. Again, one of the best songs in the film, in my opinion. I wonder if anyone else here feels the same. Good going, Ping. Thanks. Ain't that kind of redundant? Didn't you just say that not that long ago? Welcome to Continuity Error City. Okay, girl, here's your chance. I just saw this real shady guy, and I know it's Shan Yu. You sure it's him? Shan Yu? That's the Hun leader. We gotta tell the captain. Right. Wait. Everybody use their heads a sec. Now, why are we here? To make the captain see Ping's talents and bring honor to her family. You mean his. Idiot. So, let's go find out where Shan Yu is by ourselves. That sounds like the worst idea you can possibly come up with. Then, if we're lucky, we can fry him up good. Though, just tracking the guy down should earn us our stars. Captain Musclehead will have to notice my girl. You probably should keep that to yourself, Mushu. Okay, let's go. We'll help out. Are you sure about that? Now we're cooking. Shan Yu is in the cave outside the village. Again, are you sure about that? Anyway, welcome to the village area map. Okay, I'm not sure what I was saying here, but anywho, we got ourselves another map, which is pretty neat to have. Although it really doesn't serve much of a purpose here, except it just allows us to view the entire village area, which I call Continuity Error City. Why? Because this was the village that, spoiler alert, gets burned down in the movie. And funny enough, Mulan and her friends only show up here when the battle was already lost. Just saying. Oh, Lord. So why is it that this village is even here right now, even though the army reached it first? Well, good question. And one that will never be answered. Although, if we're following the abridged version of the plot correctly, it will be burned down at some point. Just saying, though, it's kind of baffling how we have this kind of an error. We don't know where the enemy is or what traps they've set. Be prepared for anything. By the way, you can speak to NPCs as they're just walking around doing paces for like 6 million hours. You can speak to them and they'll more or less guide you to where you need to go to next. They'll practically shout at you. You can reach the summit by climbing up here. I don't see why anyone would want to go there though, unless they had to. See that cave back there? It looks pretty creepy, kind of like something might jump right out. Then why don't you go explore it, you dingus? Shan Yu went into the cave. No doubt. Alright, off we go. Into the Cave of Wonders. Not! Totally not the Cave of Wonders is the correct terminology. Okay. Got ourselves a couple of AP boosts. Meant to use these earlier, but it is what it is. Also, whenever you're approaching an area where you suspect a boss fight is going to take place and you find some treasures, grab the treasures, then leave the place, and then re-enter. Why? So that way the game marks a checkpoint. Just saying. Dead end. There's nobody here. You're crazy. Check again. Oh well. Wait for me, Donald! Hey, wait up! What is it, huh? Uh-oh. Sora, ping! Funny how Shan Yu laughs here, but there was no voice line. That's kind of hilarious. It's like... you know, it's kind of weird. Anywho, for this battle, Sora and Ping are alone in this wondrous cave of death. And within this cave, we have lots and lots of Heartless to deal with. Mainly, it has to deal with a lot of this asshat back here. What's even more annoying is that this fight you can't use drive forms at all for obvious reasons. So one thing I would recommend with this battle in particular is that you definitely want to take out the big enemy commander first and then deal with the small fry. Also, whenever these particular enemies spawn, if you're up close and personal in their grill, they will try to spin their spears at you. And let me tell you something, getting hit by that thing is not fun. As it not only deals a lot of damage, but it also can send you flying in multiple directions. There we go. Whew. That was pretty close. Nice fighting, Ping. You were amazing. You okay? Yeah, thanks to Ping. Come on, time to report to the captain. But Shan Yu wasn't here. Please, that Han was old news. We're gonna tell the captain how thousands of Heartless stormed the cave and Ping took out almost every one of them. Foreshadowing. Again. I love it when this game foreshadows future events. And it does it quite often, trust me. It's quite fun. Well, what do you know? Continuity Error City has been burned to the ground! Why am I laughing? This is horrible. Who could do such a thing? Oh, I know! It was Donald! He was the main villain all along! Haha!
Captain!
Don't overdo it, Captain.
It's just a scratch.
Oh. Captain, the enemy. Where did they go?
They went toward the summit.
We'll stop them.
It kinda is our fault.
Right.
You mean my fault?
Shan Yu and the Heartless did this, not us. Captain, if you track down the villagers, we'll handle this.
Funny how he says that.
Let's go.
Yeah, the thing is, there are no villagers because they're all dead! Just saying, it was like this in the original movie as well. When Mulan and friends arrived at the village, it was burned to the ground, everyone was dead, and it was just a sad sight. Again, why am I laughing? There must be something completely wrong with me. I'm going insane. Anyway, after turning in a certain amount of items, we learned to synthesize new items through free development gained from completing a collection. And also, we handed over all the recipes in stock. Here we can make ourselves a drive recovery if we get the required materials. It requires 3 mithril shards, 3 dark shards, 1 frost shard, and 1 lightning shard. We got basically everything we need except for the frost shard. The number of items needed are highlighted in green, and whatever items we have in stock for the particular recipe is highlighted in yellow. And for every item you synthesize, you will gain additional experience for your Moogle via the Moogle shop. The more experience that Moogle gains, the more items become available, and more benefits open up as well as a result. So, that is pretty neat. Try to make as many of the free development items as you can, along with all the recipes. Be sure to turn in any and all recipes that you find throughout the course of your adventure. Also, apologies for the green screen kind of freaking out right now. The sun is kind of overpowering, so yeah, we're kind of gonna have to deal with it. I don't know if that's gonna be of much use because my curtains are so thin, but at least it'll help for now. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised we're already 2 hours and 38 minutes into this session. Feels like it hasn't even been that long, but here we are. I mean, I did have to do a lot of explaining. And there's still plenty of explaining to come yet. Trust me.
Back off.
Okay. By the way, I'm pretty sure in this mountain range, specifically, you'll find a lot of these whirlwinds that you can just ride around. It kind of acts like a skateboard, but on crack cocaine. In other words, you can move around at the speed of fast, and also soar into the sky, like a majestic bird, if you know what I mean. And of course, before we proceed, gonna be marking myself a nice big fat checkpoint. Also, it would be a good idea if I healed. Just like with Kingdom Hearts 1, save points are basically your saving grace when it comes to fully healing yourself, outside of items, of course. Speaking of items, I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do here is change my item slots from regular potions to high potions. Because honestly, high potions are way more useful than regular potions are at this point in the game. Oh, man, damn. There we go. Got that taken care of. Let's go. You gotta love the limitations of the PS2.
Attack!
Also, that is not the original voice actor. Just saying. Again, if this was Kingdom Hearts 3, you would be seeing a hell of a lot more of these things. Like, so much more. But hey, like I said, I believe it was due to technical limitations of the PlayStation 2, which at the time could only render so many objects at once. And again, keep in mind, this is not a full-fledged remake. It's a remaster. There's a difference. A remaster is not something on the levels of, say, Final Fantasy VII Remake. Hell no. 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 If this was a flat-out remake, it would be using more or less Unreal Engine 4 or Unreal Engine 5. Just saying. Because that's what Kingdom Hearts 3 runs off of, Unreal Engine 4. And there would be a lot more involved when it comes to any sort of remake out there. Just saying. Anyway, let's get started. So even though it says to defeat all the Heartless, what we actually need to do is defeat as many Heartless as we can within the given time limit. In other words, we need to survive. We need to survive for 1 minute. And also, for whatever reason, Sora is separated from his friends, including Ping. So why that is, I'm not 100% sure. By the way, the reaction command here is your best friend. Trust me. This battle really isn't that hard. It honestly isn't. Just mash like mad, and whenever you see a reaction command pop up, hit the triangle button and pray. And that, as they say, is that. Again, in the original movie, the army was a hell of a lot bigger, but again, due to PS2 technical limitations...
We'll handle this.
Huh. Sorry. Flint, I need some...
Wait a second! Oh, you're going the wrong way!
That is the wrong line! The line was, you missed! How could you miss? It was 3 feet in front of you!
Yes, Captain?
Look out!
Also, he survives this. I would be excellent at cinnamon sins. I'm kidding. But seriously though, he does survive that.
Thanks, Ping.
It was nothing.
I should never have doubted you. From now on, you have my trust.
Thank you, Captain.
First she uses me as a lighter, then she turns me into a cannonball. The head ancestor's gonna hear about this. You know, that's it. I give up. I can't take this no more. Come on, Mulan. Let's quit this charade and go home, girl.
Mushu.
What?
Mulan? A woman? It can't be.
Ping! Captain!
Oh boy, you're okay.
You all knew, didn't you? You knew Ping was really a woman in disguise. I can't believe you lied to me. The punishment for high treason and dishonoring the army is death. Get out of my sight. Now. You're all dismissed.
But, Captain...
My debt is repaid. The Emperor is waiting. Move out!
Mulan, I blew it.
I wouldn't say that, Mushu. You kind of blew it up with a nuclear bomb. But we'll get into that later.
Thank you, everyone. Sorry I got you in trouble.
It's no big deal. So, Mulan, what are you gonna do now?
Go back home.
You know your daddy's gonna be steamed as a chicken dumpling.
Relax. We'll take our share of the blame.
Thanks. You're all wonderful friends.
So, Ping has gone back to being Mulan, and Mulan learned a new ability as a result. So her true power has now been unleashed. Great. So, her new abilities are Mushu Fire, Flame Tongue, Dragon Blade, Draw, Fire Boost, Item Boost, Auto Limit, and Hyper Healing. All these abilities become unlocked as of now, and these are all of her abilities that she'll get in the entire game, regardless of what level your party is at. I'm dead serious. She doesn't learn anything else. Same also holds true for any future party members that you may get within specific worlds. They have their own fair share of abilities. They'll only learn new ones within specific story events, and that's really about it. So at this point, we now are introduced to a brand new mechanic known as limits. Limits are special commands that will drain all of your MP but will deal massive damage to all enemies in the vicinity. Each limit is different, and it's highly recommended to disable auto limit and switch it out for something else, like Fire Boost or Hyper Healing or something else entirely. Or you can choose to leave auto limit on and put on a hell of a show. Just keep in mind though that auto limit tends to pop out more often than not, but really, again, with MP charge being in play, it really isn't that big of a deal. In fact, it's quite a spectacle, and honestly, it really isn't that bad. And if you want to know how to access limits outside of auto limit, I'll get into that momentarily. The limit command has been added. Press right to show the limits, then select it. Limits are abilities that consume Sora's MP and are executed with party members. So in other words, in order to execute a certain limit, such as Red Rocket, we need to have Mulan in our party, in our active party, in order to even execute the move. Otherwise, we won't be able to execute the limit at all, even with auto limit enabled. So, in the original movie of Mulan, I will go ahead and say this now, like I was saying earlier, how the line is completely different of Mulan shooting the rocket into the mountainside to cause the avalanche. In the original movie, there were multiple rockets being fired at Shan Yu's forces, and the last rocket was supposed to be used to fire at Shan Yu at a long range. But Mulan got the idea of destroying all of Shan Yu's forces in one fell swoop by aiming at the mountainside, which is way up there. Which is interesting. What's even more interesting is that during the battle, believe it or not, the way Mulan was revealed was that instead of Mushu blurring out that Mulan is Mulan, aka Ping was Mulan all along and he just flat out lied, instead what happened was Mulan actually got injured and she was knocked out. And while she was being treated for her injuries, the doctor examined her and found out by looking at her features. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's just say this: man boobs. They're not man boobs. That's how they found out about Mulan's true identity. Again, they may not be developed yet, but they are there. Also, that scream was horrible. It was way cooler and way more intimidating in the actual movie. Just saying.
Shan Yu.
He's alive.
He's heading for the Imperial City.
Then go after him.
Shang.
So, as you can see, Shan Yu is very much alive, and like I was saying, that scream was just horrible in this retelling of Mulan, just saying. I'd highly recommend watching the movie, by the way. I'm pretty sure it is on Disney+. If you have a subscription to that, definitely give Mulan a watch. It's definitely worth it. Just saying, one of the better Disney movies to have released in like the past few decades. At least in my opinion. Anyway, as you can see, Red Rocket is available. And yeah, that's limits for you. Limits are very, very powerful commands. But like I said, they consume all MP. And upon activating a limit, you immediately go into MP charge. So be mindful when activating limits. There we are. Hey there, boys. How y'all doing? One pretty viable strat that you could employ while exploring is that in between battles, if you're in the middle of an MP charge, you can just stand still and wait for your MP to recharge back to its normal state, and then proceed. That is a pretty safe way of proceeding if you so desire. But is it the most practical? No. But it is safe, especially if you're on low health. Okay. Well, that was definitely something. One more thing worth noting here. I am not 100% sure if I'm... Okay. Hi. How y'all doing? Oh, yeah. What I was going to say was, you may have noticed the... Oh, right, the shortcut command is, it's been changed. Crud. I don't know how that did not block that. I guess because it's considered to be a magic-based attack, and you can't really block magic all that much. By the way, if you're going to be unleashing a limit, one thing I highly recommend you do is change your hand position to more like a claw. Get into like claw formation like this. And just mash both X and triangle repeatedly. By the way, one more thing worth noting is that many limits, even though they do consume all of your MP, they do also grant you invulnerability frames. And they basically last the entire duration of the limit, which, believe it or not, the limit does decrease over time. In other words, the time that you can use the limit decreases. If you take too long, you won't be able to unleash your limit's true power. So be sure to only use limits when you have a tactical advantage. So in other words, if you want to avoid some big attacks while also dealing a pretty decent amount of damage, save your limits for right then and there. Just saying.
Let's do this together. I'll handle this.
So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of enemies around. And as you're moving around, the limit gauge does drop over time. So again, something worth mentioning. Let's see. Ooh, I definitely want this. Magic Lock On. Automatically locks onto a target when casting Fire, Blizzard, Thunder, or Magnet. One of the most useful abilities to have in the entire game. Definitely would recommend. Normally I wouldn't just run all the way back here, but I kind of want to, just so that way I can keep what I have acquired so far, just to be on the safe side. Alright, let's head on off to the Imperial City. Might as well. Also, you may have noticed those soldiers there were looking kind of droopy.
Shan Yu is alive. He's headed this way.
And why should I believe you this time?
But she's telling you the truth.
Guard the palace! Do not let the enemy get anywhere near the Emperor! That's an order!
Captain, we'll secure the courtyard, and you can save the Emperor.
That's an order!
Again, in the original movie, Shan Yu was actually successful with his infiltration plan. And here I am spoiling the entirety of Mulan. Great. Great job, me. But yeah, as I was saying, Shan Yu is successful with his infiltration plan, but not to the degree of what you were thinking, probably, of him actually killing the Emperor. In actuality, no. He's successful in kidnapping him, but that's really all there is to it. The Emperor's in danger! No time to lose! Also, this city was a lot bigger in the actual movie itself. Just saying. It's just limited to a courtyard and the palace gate. Why is it like this? Pretty simple, actually. Because, again, technical limitations of the PlayStation 2.
Now you'll bow to me.
It ends now.
Right now.
You want to know something funny? The opposite is occurring right now with this current situation. In between the game and the movie. Just saying. So, like I was saying earlier, Shan Yu's infiltration was successful, and he, or more or less his men, were successful in capturing the Emperor. But in this game, as you clearly can see here, it was actually completely different. In other words, though he was able to get to the Emperor, he didn't successfully kidnap him. Instead, we were able to secure the Emperor, get him into the palace. Oh wow, I didn't even realize the gate was still under attack. Honestly, for the most part, this battle really should be focused primarily on defeating Shan Yu. By the way, in this game, this is the first game, and really the only game in the Kingdom Hearts series, as far as I know, where bosses cannot be defeated unless you finish them off with the end of a combo. You have to end your combo in order to truly defeat a boss. And by the way, magic counts as the end of a combo, so be sure to keep this in mind.
Now that's what I call burning some honey bun. Oh yeah! Mulan's the best! Mulan's the best! Now wait a minute, I'm the best! Mushu's the best! Mushu's the best!
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, boy.
I've heard a great deal about you, Fabulan. You stole your father's armor, ran away from home, impersonated an Imperial soldier. You deceived your commanding officer, shamed the entire Chinese army, and dishonored your family name.
We get the picture.
You're a young woman, and in the end, you have saved us all.
He also added that we also destroyed the palace in the movie, by the way.
Yeah!
Your Excellency.
Captain Lee. Take this, so the world will know what it is you have done for China.
Thank you.
Mulan.
Yes?
Sora.
Sir.
Donald. Goofy.
Yes, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that all there is to say, Captain? If you wish to win the heart of Fa Mulan, China's bravest woman, you'll have to be a bit more eloquent than that.
Can I get an autograph?
Thanks for everything, Sora.
Now they gotta let me go back to being a guardian. They gotta!
But Mushu, I thought you already were a family guardian.
What? Oh, no, don't even worry about that. That's just real technical, just for us guardians.
You tricked us!
No. See, I just, I just didn't want to bog y'all down with all the guardian needs. See, it's very complex, a lot of fine print. You wouldn't understand.
Hello? What do we have here? There we go, folks. Another keyhole has been sealed.
Guess it's about time to be moving on.
You shall be missed.
Is it okay if we come back to visit?
Of course.
We will look forward to your return.
You two play nice.
Whoa, watch it, soldier.
Goodbye, Sora, Donald, Goofy.
See you later, Mulan. It was fun hanging out with you. And upon completing the world, we get ourselves a new Keyblade, the Hidden Dragon, aka one of the worst Keyblades in the entire game. It's a Keyblade that restores MP relative to the amount of damage taken, so pretty nice benefit, but in actuality the Keyblade kinda sucks. Why? Because of its piss poor stats that are even worse than the Kingdom Key Keyblade. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I would love to try to show off what this Keyblade is actually like when it comes to its stats and everything like that, but while we're in the overworld here, we cannot do that. We can't access the menu like we can in, like, say, Kingdom Hearts 3. Sadly, it's just not how it works. But, hey, that's another tale for another day. For now, I'm going to end today's session because, like it is getting late. It's been over 3 hours now, and I need to wrap things up for today. Funny enough, you can actually save at any time while you're in the world map by pushing start and selecting save to save progress. So with that, I bid you all adieu for today. This is General Snivy with the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix playthrough. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you were able to attend the live stream live, thank you for attending. Next time, we're going to be heading off to a couple of new worlds. First off would be Beast's Castle, and then another familiar world for those of you who have played the first Kingdom Hearts game, or even the other spin-off games like Chain of Memories and 358 Over 2 Days. All this fun and even more is going to be unleashed next time. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you all later.